Hey, what's going on everybody? It is Nick here, back with a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about Hbar, or Hedera Hashgraph, if you will. We just recently got some incredible volume on it, almost shot right past the all-time high, about 46 cents, but we didn't necessarily actually pass that point, but it's alright. Now we're kind of consolidating at about 30 cents, give or take. We did break down a little bit down to about 29.7. But nonetheless, I'm not too worried about it, not too concerned at all. As I mentioned in my last Hedera Hashgraph video, we have been in this consolidating period for so long, and it's only a matter of time, and the time has now come to us to really break out, find a little bit of a support level, which I think is about 29.7. 29.5 is a little bit better of a point, but overall, a break below that would probably put us about 28, but I'm not too concerned at all. I think that, mainly we would probably bounce off of a support level at that point to really reclaim 30 cents, but I think, we're still looking really good for an uptrend to about, 50 cents plus if we could break that all-time high. Now, of course, once price discovery kicks in, we already know what the end goal is. I think $10 is very easily achievable this bull run. I think a lot of assets are going to really surprise a lot of people, including XRP and HBAR. For the most part, total crypto market cap is definitely going to be incredible at the end of this. I think it's going to be something to really shake up the entire financial system. I think a lot of people are going to know about crypto after this bull run. I think a lot of people are going to wish that they were invested during this bull run. And people who are jumping late into the game at like $1 plus on some assets and are kind of shilling it, thinking that they're like crypto gods on Facebook and stuff, they're gonna continue thinking like that, but most likely they'll get trapped in a bear trap. And the reason why I say that is because once we see a lot of people who don't know about crypto come into this space thinking that they do know about the market, you can pretty much guarantee that we're kind of ranging to get into that bear pretty much market that is always going to be a concern at the end of the day, but I still think that we have some time to run. I think our top is around December into January. Now, of course, it could happen a little bit earlier. I will 100% update you guys once I'm selling, or if I sell, just to give you guys an update, or to tell you what's really happening. I'm not going to leave you guys in the dark on things, but nonetheless, I do want to jump into some updates here. Now, this tweet is coming from Jordan Fried, and this is actually very interesting because this is from a couple of days ago now. Again, I apologize for being a little bit inactive. Just been kind of dealing with some personal life things, kind of supporting my girlfriend as she graduates from college with her degree, but nonetheless, we are going to be back in full activity here very shortly while uploading a ton of videos and getting a lot of content out for you all. But nonetheless, this is regarding the whole Tesla situation in terms of, hey, what crypto is really the best to use for, pretty much transactions. Now, of course, the argument could be said that XRP is one of the best, and it definitely is. Top 3, at least in my opinion, for transaction use and utility. But I think Hedera Hashgraph is extremely undervalued and kind of overlooked in terms of what it really accomplishes. So let's look at these statistics. So this is energy consumption per transaction in kilowatts an hour. And as we see here, Hedera Hashgraph actually outbeats Visa. We already know that it beats Ethereum and Bitcoin. Now, it definitely beats cash as well. But for the most part, 0.001 kilowatts an hour is absolutely incredible to really accomplish. Like I said, it's beating Visa. So, in terms of the overall, tech-wise, statistics of Hedera Hashgraph, because we already know that 10,000 transactions per second is throttled. So it could actually easily accomplish over 100,000 transactions per second. We already got some confirmation on this from the CEO as well as some of the dev team as well. Now, of course, will we see those transactions be utilized? I definitely do think in time those statistics will be utilized by a lot of companies. And also, at the end of the day, it's a public network that's used for enterprise use, and we're sitting at 30 cents. So you could really see where this is going to be going very shortly. To me personally, this is a project that's so easy to hold. And the reason why I think that's so easy to hold is because we already know the true value behind Hbar. I mean, at the end of the day, the tech, the team, the project innovation and adoption is going to be massive. As I mentioned previously, this is a household name crypto. And what I mean by that, for anybody that is confused on that, is, you mentioned Tesla or, Microsoft around people. Everybody knows those names. It's a household name. Hedera Hashgraph, you can mark my words for it, will be a household name. And the reason why is because of what they're actually going to accomplish in terms of, these enterprise companies coming on, building, dApps, or just kind of building on the network overall. And, we're already seeing this with, NASA, as well as a few other companies joining in terms of like Google and stuff that are really going to, innovate the crypto game forever. We see the same thing with, the XRP ledger, right? How, you have a ton of companies joining in, pretty much, creating their own sort of projects on the ledger. It's the same thing for Hbar as well, except it's totally different in terms of the overall tech and the overall end goal. Now, if we really look at Hbar from a TA perspective, we could really just kind of tell that it's so undervalued, even at 31 cents or 30 cents, or even at current levels. And anybody that got into the project under 30 cents, it's so easy of a hold just because we know where it's going and we know the team behind it. Now, of course, what do where do we really see it going in terms of long term? Because we're not only talking about, hey, the end of this bull run it could be $10. In time, could it be worth $100 plus a token? I definitely think so. And the argument could be said that more supply will be released over the years. By 2035, I believe the year was, all of the circulating supply will be released fully. Now, I'm not too concerned about that. I think by 2035, I think that the total market, cap for crypto will be well over $100 trillion. I think, crypto's going to blow the stock market out of just out of the ocean, pretty much. I think that crypto itself is going to pretty much take all of the cash that's circulating in terms of stock markets, derivatives. We're going to swallow up a lot of that money, and we're going to essentially be the new stock market in terms of the crypto market. And I know a lot of people are going to argue with me on that point, but we're already kind of seeing it. A lot of these projects are taking over in this space. They're taking over in the financial system. The innovation has only just begun, and we're still very early in crypto. We're only at a 2.5 trillion market cap, which is nothing. I think, like I said, by the end of this bull run, $7 to $10 trillion at least for the total market cap. And, and a lot of people are still arguing with, me on terms of like, the circulating supply is this, so the market cap would have to be this. I think that's a terrible way to look at crypto projects and actually underestimate them. I think that we're still very early. We're still seeing mass adoption happen, and we're still seeing mass, utility coming into the space that is going to be utilized by a ton of enterprise use companies. But nonetheless, let's move on. So we actually have a tweet. Now this is coming from Barbarian, actually. If you guys do follow him on Twitter, he's pretty much always posting about Hedera and pretty much all the news and stuff. If you guys don't follow him already, definitely do. So This is kind of an older tweet. This is about 4 days old, but I figured that I would let you guys know about it because it's actually very interesting overall. So the tweet reads, Hedera continues on its path to decentralization. Becoming the trust layer protocol of the internet doesn't happen overnight, but it is happening. History in the making, Hbarbarians. Hbar, the altcoin, the fuel for the decentralized revolution. And then if we actually read the article, we could see this is from May 10th now, so this is 5 days old, but hey, I'm still going to deliver you guys the news. So it says, new Hedera mainnet nodes and decentralization update, Electrocite de France EDF, Shinhan Bank, and LG. Then we have here, an essential aspect of Hedera's path towards full decentralization is network expansion through the establishment and management of new network nodes on Hedera. While these nodes are currently run solely by Hedera Governing Council members, the plan is to eventually allow anyone who wants to earn Hbars for contributing towards Hedera network consensus. Hedera Hashgraph LLC is excited to announce that the mainnet has expanded from 18 nodes to 20 nodes, with the inclusion of Electrocite de France EDF and Shinhan Bank. In addition, Hedera's network is being further decentralized with LG's node migrating from their transitional node in a liquid web data center in Lansing, Michigan, I hope that I said that right, to their permanent node hosted by AWS in Seoul, South Korea. Then we have here, now of course you guys could open the white paper. We actually kind of went over that a little bit. So I'm not going to actually open that right now, but as outlined in the Hedera Hashgraph white paper, the Hedera network's expansion plan begins with permissioned nodes limited to Hedera Council members. The network will expand further into hundreds of permissioned nodes by parties outside of the Hedera Council, and then eventually having thousands of permissionless nodes run by anyone who would like to participate in contributing to the network consensus and earn Hbars. Then we have down here, it's essential to the Hedera network that expansion continues in order to ensure mainnet reliability and decentralization with minimal impact on performance. Additional nodes on Hedera's mainnet mean more redundancy if any nodes go offline or experience performance degradation due to on-premises data center or cloud provider issues. Electrocite de France, EDF, Paris, France, new node. EDF announced joining the Hedera Governing Council on March 4th, 2021. The permanent EDF network node on the Hedera mainnet is node number 18 and account ID 0.00 or 0.0.21. This node is hosted by Exation or Exaon. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. A wholly owned subsidiary of EDF focused on delivering blockchain and high-performance computing services located in Paris, France. Then we have here, EDF is looking to leverage the Hedera Token Service, HTS, to develop use cases for the energy domain and EDF's operations, including the deployment of a carbon offset and credit system on Hedera. Additionally, they're exploring other use cases and proofs of concept that leverage Hedera's unique speed and security, such as developing Exaion's, I really hope that I'm saying that right, potential to deliver blockchain, DLT, and high-performance computing services. Then we also have here Shinhan Bank, Leeds, UK, new node. Shinhan Bank announced joining the Hedera Governing Council on April 13th, 2021. The Shinhan Bank network node on the Hedera mainnet is node 19 and account ID 0.0.22. This node is deployed in a physical data center hosted by EUK Host located in Leeds, UK. Hedera will assist in managing this node for 1 year as Shinhan Bank is onboarded. Once the Shinhan Bank technical teams are properly set up and they obtain regulatory approval, the node will be migrated to a data center under their control, and ownership of the node will transition to Shinhan Bank. And then down here, we have Shinhan Bank is expected to increase the efficiency of its internal processes using Hedera Hashgraph. Now this is very interesting because this is kind of going against what XRP is doing, but overall not in the same light, because what XRP is used for is essentially being the bridge asset for CBDCs. Now, in terms of Shinhan services, this includes policy loan, pension fund, and interest rate swap deals, which run today on Hyperledger Fabric. So what's going to actually happen is, if we read here a little bit more, as more financial services begin to transition to public blockchain and DLT networks, Shinhan is looking to build more services directly on Hedera. Now, I think this is the same reason for, banking systems partnering with XRP and the XRP ledger. I think this is essentially going to be the same sort of thing, except, more so we're going to see, XRP be the bridge, while Hedera offers much more for banking systems to run more efficiently. Now, again, we don't really know exactly what they're going to be utilizing it for, but we could see here they're also exploring interoperable and hybrid architectures such as the IBM blockchain platform, which utilizes Hedera, because Hedera is also partnered with IBM, as we know. So, there's a lot more use cases than just what Hedera offers in terms of transaction speed, scalability, and all that stuff. There's a lot more to it than we actually know. And as we see here, we have LG Seoul, South Korea, Decentralization update. LG announced joining the Hedera Governing Council on May 27, 2020. Their Hedera network node number is 0 and account 0.0.3. This node was previously deployed as a transitional node under Hedera's management in Lansing, Michigan, in a liquid web data center. As part of the v0.14.0 update, this node has transitioned to LG's permanent node hosted by AWS in Seoul, South Korea. So overall, we're seeing a lot more partnerships coming into this space, but for the most part, we're seeing what most of the governing council is utilizing Hedera for. Now, we don't exactly know overall all of them and the use cases that they're kind of, I would say, exploring with Hedera, but for the most part, these three are big keys in this game, because I think overall what we're going to see is more innovation, more adoption for Hedera, which equals more of a price increase overall, to the point where, we're going to see $10 be kind of the, I would say, cheap end in terms of an entry point on Hbar. Now, of course, that's not going to happen this year. I do want to stress the idea that that's not going to happen this year. It will happen in time. But for the most part, I'm still very bullish on this project, and I'm going to be holding this one long term. But nonetheless, we'll go into more information in terms of Hbar very shortly. But nonetheless, thank you all for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and also turn notifications on. I'm giving away free knowledge all the time. If you guys want more free knowledge, join the Discord and also follow me on Twitter in the description below. But nonetheless, this has been Nick. I appreciate you all for watching. Peace out.